Views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Well, hello there, and welcome to a special bonus edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas. I was given the opportunity to interview a celebrity chef, someone that you would see in the Food Network, has won a James Beard Award among many other accolades. He'll be in the region doing a restaurant takeover at Choctaw Casino, Pocola. And by the way, tickets are going to sell out. The first two celebrity chefs that did restaurant takeovers there sold out their dinners. And of course, that was Alex Garnaschelli and Jet Tila. So who's next? Who did I interview? Well, we talked with the legendary chef, Rocco DiSpirito, who will have his restaurant takeover a week from today and tomorrow, February 7th and the 8th. And coming up in April, they'll have Tiffany Faison. Her tickets are also already on sale. Of course, she was a judge on Chopped and won Season 3 of the Tournament of Champions on the Food Network. And in early May, I don't know if it's publicly announced yet, but I'm going to say it anyway, they'll have Manit Chauhan. She's, of course, also a judge on Chopped and a two-time winner of Tournament of Champions. That's going to be an amazing dinner as well. Anyway, just a quick talk to Chef Rocco and then a talk with Britta Erickson. She's the brainchild behind these dinners and getting these chefs to the region. And, of course, executive chef Shawn, who helps lead the execution of these dinners locally. And we get a little behind-the-scenes info from him. That's next. Thanks for being here.
Connect with us at Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Facebook and Instagram, or by email at flavorsofnwa@gmail.com.
Welcome to a bonus edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. I'm John Engelman. I have got the distinct pleasure to welcome a James Beard award-winning chef. There he is. Here he is. He's playing with us here.
My phone fell down. Sorry about that.
You're good. New York Times bestselling author. He has helmed some of the top kitchens in the United States. And if you happen to flip on the Food Network, you're liable to see him. It is the iconic chef, Rocco DiSpirito. Chef, thanks so much for your time today. How are you?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I am doing great, actually. Thank you so much for asking. Just flew back from California, where I was shooting some guys' grocery games, which is always
nice.
Fun. Yeah, always a fun time. The way he mixes the games in with the cooking is just, it's always entertaining, diabolical a little bit.
Yes.
And he's always got that squint in his eye that makes it fun.
Diabolical being the key word, of course.
Yeah.
The chef's going to be at the Choctaw Casino in Pocola next Friday and Saturday night, where he will he will be having the restaurant takeover, the celebrity chef restaurant takeover. Chef, I just want to ask you before we get into the actual menu, what's your favorite thing about doing these?
It's always the same thing. It's meeting people that are interested in what you do, and that's what happens in the dining room when you go out, at the end of the night and speak to people. It's what happens at book signings, and certainly these events are a great opportunity to, share a minute with people who maybe, follow your career, maybe you're coming out for your dinner specifically, who just happen to be there or just discovering you. But our business is full of really interesting social moments with new people, and it's what makes it so great, so interesting, and so rich.
Yeah, no question about that. So let's go kind of high level here. How do you put together a 5-course menu for something like this?
Most of the time I just ask if I can do my favorite foods, and I start there. Then, typically there's some sort of program already in place, and the casino will have some preferences, and they'll know their customers, and they'll want some, certain things. And but in this case, I literally said, here are the 5 things I'd like to make. They're my favorite foods to make for even at home or at a home restaurant, and when I'm traveling. And that's what they allowed me to do, and I'm really psyched about it.
Excellent. Well, let's kick it off, if you don't mind, getting into the menu.
Sure.
Want to start, obviously, with the antipasti.
So I'm super excited because I have Ruffino as a wine partner for this event. Ruffino and I have been working together for got to be close to 25 years. They are one of the great winemakers of Tuscany, and they're coming. They're going to be there. They're bringing some of their best wines. So with the antipasti, I can't remember what it is that they're pouring, but I think it's a Prosecco. If not, it's when they're Chardonnays. And the antipasto is gonna be my three favorite bites. It's Sardinian flatbread with rosemary, extra virgin olive oil, and fleur de sel. It's going to be jamon iberico, which is the famous ham from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to beat. It's going to be fresh sliced. I got it from a preferred purveyor in a family called Montaris. And they also happen to make the green olives that I'm serving, which are marinated Queen Gordal olives. So those will all be on the table when you arrive with some delicious wine. And I think there's also cocktails available.
Excellent. Excellent. Moving on. Tell me about the deli style tuna is the crudo.
Yeah. So when I make a deli sandwich, I like to put crazy things on it, like capers and pickled peppers and pepperoncino and pimento and that sort of stuff. Lots of fresh herbs. I know it's unusual, but that's how I eat a sandwich. I have for most of my life. And so I made a tuna crudo that has a lot of the same garnishes. It's got fried capers and pepperoncino and lemon zest, and delicious tuna, of course.
And then we get into the pasta. Got to talk pasta
So
here.
this is hands down one of my favorite pastas ever. It's both the shape of the pasta and the garnish. It's called paccheri, which is a large round tube shape. Looks like a calamari body.
That's why I didn't say it. I was waiting for you to say it first.
Oh, yeah, paccheri.
Yeah.
And it's very common in the region of Italy that I'm from, which is Campania. There, it's served quite often with a meat ragu. And here, it's made with a somewhat spicy tomato sauce that has anchovies and shrimp in it and basil. And it's delicious. Ooh. You guys are going to love it. I mean, I can't wait to serve that.
Well, and you talked about the meat. Tell me about the roasted baby chops, the lamb chops.
Oh, yeah, the lamb chops. So it's not frequently that I get to serve lamb. Most people are a little afraid of lamb. I'm glad we're in Oklahoma this time, where no one's afraid of a little bit of lamb.
There you go.
It's going to be, Frenched rack of lamb with some of my favorite garnishes, which are dried cherry preserves that I'm going to turn into this gastrique, this sweet and sour sauce. It's going to be served with beautiful pomme puree, a really classic, luxurious pomme puree, a lamb jus, a Thai basil oil, and some very, very strong mustard, which for me makes the whole dish.
There's nothing wrong with strong mustard.
And lamb, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then finishing it off with the Basque cheesecake. Tell me about that.
So the Basque cheesecake is something I started making for a little pop-up I did, Spanish pop-up I did about 4 years ago. And it was a hit from day one. It's an undercooked, externally burnt cheesecake. So the external part of the cake is burnt and charred. The inside is barely coming together. So it's a little gooey and liquid, and that combination makes for some of the more delicious bites in cheesecake history.
All right, you land here, you get going, and put the whole team together, and away you guys go.
That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna be there a few days earlier with my team and their team, and we're gonna collaborate and get it all made from scratch. We already have goods shipping from Miami, from Italy, from Spain. They're already en route.
My gosh, I can't wait. I will see you there.
Me too. I can't wait as well. It's always a fun event.
Chef,
book signing also. There'll be books for everybody. Yeah. So
awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time today. We will see you Friday. And again, it's going to be Friday and Saturday, the 7th and the 8th.
7th and the 8th, that's right. Mm-hmm.
The seatings are 5:30 and 8 o'clock. You can get your tickets at ChoctawCasinos.com. Chef, we'll see you then.
From my understanding, the tickets are a real steal. So
yes, they are.
Take advantage.
And they're not there long. Chef, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/act now.
Welcome back to the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. You just saw a great interview with Chef Rocco DiSpirito, and it was so much fun for me. And we're now at Choctaw Casino, Pocola, to find out more about the Celebrity Chef Restaurant Takeover, and we're with the team right here. Britta Erickson, the marketing genius behind all this, and I'm looking forward to finding out all about that. We're also Shawn Berry, executive chef. Guys, thanks so much for your time today, and thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I want to start it with you, Britta, because this was your idea. How did you come to this? Because I know you're a foodie.
I am. So this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. It's been kind of rolling around in the back of my head, looking for the right team to do it, the right place to do it. I've had a couple of other chefs at different places I've worked tell me no. And when Shawn got here, we started talking about it one day, and he said, "Why not? Why haven't we done it? Let's do it. Get it on there." So we kind of started reaching out to some of our contacts in the entertainment world, trying to find somebody who could help us out with getting us into sort of that chef world. And we were very, very fortunate to find some very helpful people for us. So we kind of put together a wish list that was beyond what I thought we would actually be able to do, and have been amazed and surprised at the talent that we've been able to bring down here.
And speaking of the talent that you've brought here, it was a great kickoff. Tell me about that.
It was. So Alex Gornishelli was our very first
everywhere. And that's
chef.
proof that she's everywhere. She was here. She's literally everywhere.
She really is. It's amazing. She even went to some of the local restaurants down here and just surprised people.
Awesome.
But yeah,
just
it
awesome.
was absolutely fantastic. Jet Tila was our second one.
Unbelievable.
Was very cool. And then we have Rocco DiSpirito coming next. And it was funny watching like the season premiere of Wild Card Kitchen, where they were all three on the same episode. I feel like we're like ticking off some of the greatest chefs available right now. It's amazing for us.
And to some people, the greatest chefs unavailable, and now here they're available. It's amazing.
It's absolutely true. It's been really interesting to see how well it's received. We've heard from guests over and over again, just amazed that they're able to have these experiences here in Fort Smith, that they didn't have to fly to Vegas or New York or Chicago. And
that speaks to your point, what we were talking about earlier. People are coming from pretty far places to come here to these events.
We are. I think the furthest person we had was from Houston, but we have
H-Town.
I know. We have a fair number coming from the Joplin area, up into Wichita, out as far as Tulsa. A lot coming from Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, Lowell, that area. And of course, a lot from Fort Smith, and then even as far down as Conway, Russellville, Little Rock.
That can pack a room really quickly, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I want to jump into Shawn right now. What's it been like collaborating with these chefs?
It's been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Chef Alex was so cool. She was very open, liked to joke a lot. Learned a few things. The staff enjoyed every moment of it.
So I'm glad, first off, that she's like she is on TV, because that's not always the case. And from the sounds of it, she's just her.
No, it's true. We didn't know what to expect either. But yes, so far everyone's been wonderful to work with.
Yeah, and then it's Jet Tila.
Jet Tila was the coolest man on earth.
Is it one of those that he's who you want to be when you grow up type?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just show up and it's there. The energy, the knowledge, the kindness, just wanting to be available for anybody and talk to them.
That's great. That's awesome. So Chef Rocco's on his way, and you've got to continue service and everyday life, and the extra shipments are coming in, and you guys are having to, I guess, get ready while continue to be business as usual.
Absolutely. It's behind the scenes, it might be hectic for us, but in the front, you won't know anything that's going on. It's just an everyday thing. But yes, it's challenging, but it's also fun.
Okay, and you get to collaborate with him and his team and everybody else, and it sounds like it's going to be a raucous time.
Yes, can't wait.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people can't wait, because looking at the tickets yesterday, the ticket sales, and then looking today, there's been significant movement in one day. And I'm just saying, from my point of view, if you're thinking about coming out and doing this, you might want to make up your mind quickly, because you're not going to have a choice here sooner than later.
That's true. We've got, I think, 2 of the shows are almost sold out. There were just a couple tables left, and then there's not a lot left at the other shows. But absolutely. So far, Alex and Jet Tila both sold out. So
it's Great. So Friday and Saturday, 5:30 and 8 o'clock seatings for both, February 7th and 8th, the next weekend. Yeah, folks better get on it, huh?
It's a perfect early Valentine's Day.
Ooh. And by the way, in the last segment, we obviously talked about the menu itself with Chef. Go check it out. You can see it online. It's at ChoctawCasinos.com. That's also where to get the tickets. And you can see the show availability. Guys?
Oh my God, I drool over every one of these menus.
It's unbelievable.
That comes in, but I love lamb chops. I told Shawn, I'm like, I want to be there when you're testing.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be somewhere out here. Don't you worry. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
ChoctawCasinos.com. It's where you get the tickets. And as always, guys, tip your servers. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.